What is up, everybody? It is me, Christian. We are less than a week away from the 94th Academy Awards, and yeah, you saw in the title, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching the Oscars this year. Now, before I go on further about this, I want to explain something. I'm not one of those people who think the Oscars hold no importance. I'm not one of those people who say, it's just Hollywood patting itself on the back. No. I do believe the Oscars hold relevance and that the Oscars are important. Because, really think about it. This is a film award show nominated and voted on by people who are in the film industry and know more about making movies than you or I will ever know in our entire lives. And they're choosing what, in their opinion, are the best in film of that year. And I'm sorry, that is the most credible award you could have. I mean, granted, there are some things I would change about the Oscars, because in, the nomination process, process I think is perfect. The individual branches of the Academy nominate the categories, and then everyone nominates the nominees for Best Picture. Meaning, actors are nominating the acting categories, directors are nominating the directing category, writers are nominating the screenplay categories, visual effects people are nominating the visual effects category. That part's perfect. And overall, the thing I would change is that, because currently, everyone votes for the winners of every category. And that's, I think, a bit of a flaw, because then you get people, for example, who aren't visual effects artists and would not know anywhere near the kind of technicality and of visual effects, and realize how groundbreaking or how not groundbreaking one movie is with visual effects. And it's just, if the winner voting process were the exact same as the nomination process, it'd be perfect. But yeah. And so I'm not one of those people who say that the Oscars hold no importance, that it's just Hollywood patting itself on the back. No, it's more than that. And I'll tell you this, I trust the Oscars, way more than something like the freaking MTV Movie Awards, where, remember when Twilight won Best Movie over The Dark Knight and Slumdog Millionaire? Or how, in the Kids' Choice Awards, Alvin and the Chipmunks Shipwrecked won favorite movie, and fucking Adam Sandler won favorite movie actor for Jack and Jill? Or hell, we can even go to more generalized ones, like the Golden Schmoes, where, you have Black Panther nominated for Best Visual Effects? What? And also, look, I didn't like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and I didn't like A Wrinkle in Time. But it's these were chosen as for, worst movie of the year, and, not, actual garbage like the Trump prophecy or anything. It's no. The reason, these fan-voted awards, or whatever, they're literally voted on by people who have seen, on average, 5 movies in a given year, or 7 in a given year. And we're going to get more into that later on. But it's no, the Oscars are, the Oscars, aside from maybe the individual guild awards, are the most legit awards you can you can receive as a filmmaker. And it's because here's the thing. Well, what I'm about to get into, when we talk about where the Oscars have gone this year and how inept they have been, know that this comes from a place where I want the Oscars to be better. I want the Oscars to hold relevance, because they do. But because here's the thing: if they didn't hold relevance, I wouldn't get this upset over some of this shit. I wouldn't get this upset. But I do care about the Oscars, and I do believe they hold relevance, and so I do get upset when you see some of this dumb shit that they've been doing. And we're gonna go into these in pretty big detail. And I have a list right here of really the 7 things that have just been the 7 big controversies the Oscars have had this year, and it's just maddening. Like, let's go here. Oop, there we go. First we're going to start with the elephant in the room, which is shoving 8 categories out of the live show to reveal those winners on social media. Because for some reason they think, making the show a little bit shorter is going to end up making it better. Because it's like, and I don't really get that. Because, well, let's just go into this a little bit more in detail. Several of the 23 categories that were presented live on the air during last year's 93rd Oscars telecast will not be presented live on the air during the 94th Oscars telecast on March 27th, The Hollywood Reporter has learned, and this is what they've confirmed. In a move that is already causing tension within the leadership of the Academy, but is likely to be well received by the general public, the presentations and acceptance of 8 awards, documentary short, film editing, makeup and hairstyling, original score, production design, animated short, live action short, and sound will take place inside the Dolby Theater an hour before the live telecast commences, will be recorded, and then be edited into the subsequent live broadcast. Meaning they're just pretty much like, and it's like, what? And like, the move comes less than a year after the lowest rated Oscars telecast ever. Yeah, because 2020 was a bad year for movies, and it was also a really shitty show. And I don't get that. Because this logic is stupid. Okay, for one, a movie without film editing? A movie without score? Makeup? Are you serious? This is asinine. It's stupid. Like, some people are going, oh, but nobody cares about those awards. It's like, well, like, the only people who don't care about this are the people who weren't going to watch the Oscars to begin with. Like, this is fucking MTV Movie Awards shit. Like, the only people who are going to watch the Oscars are people who actually care about movies and actually care about, ceremony, like the actual craft of film, which you could argue might be slipping away, but it's like, you don't cut that at the cost of the awards themselves. And let me just get this real quick. It's stupid. Like, and this is already causing some backlash. Like, for example, I think Jessica Chastain said that she's not going to attend the red carpet, and instead will be there to support the makeup artists who, well, are likely going to win. She's going to be at that Dolby Theater, supporting the makeup artists who transformed her into Tammy Faye, which is very bold of her. And really, like, I wish a lot of the other nominees and other people attending would actually take action, because, like, say something like you're going to boycott the Oscars if they don't present all 23. And that sounds risky, but keep in mind, if enough of those big celebrities were to do that, then the Oscars then ABC and the Oscars would easily retract that. And so, like, because these celebrities should know that the Oscars will put that over, will prioritize, keeping them at the ceremony over cutting the categories. And someone kind of pointed this out, and sadly, this might work for a deceptive reason, because last year's Oscars was so low rated because, again, it was 2020, and like the competition was not that strong that year. that they're just going to default but get better ratings and claim it as a success and make that the norm moving forward. And it's like, and I hate to say it, but it might work. Like, because they're not going to get better ratings because of this stupid move. They're going to get better ratings because it's not 2020. And it's, and to make matters worse, and honestly, I'll like, even though it's number 4 on the list, I'm going to make it the next point here, in that here's how corrupt this is. The Oscars literally, like, the Oscars literally forced the sound branch to combine, the Oscars literally forced the sound branch to combine the categories of best sound editing and best sound mixing into one sound category. And apparently, oops, there's my reply on Twitter too. Oops. Like, just listen to this. This follows a controversial decision made in 2020 by the sound branch and the Academy to combine the sound editing and sound mixing categories back into a single award, which was first presented as such in 2021. Now, back then, people tried to tell me, oh, but it was the sound branch's decision to do that. Well, and I was like, oh, I didn't, like, and I was like, why would, and I always found that suspicious, because I was like, why would the sound branch do that? Because here's the difference between sound editing and sound mixing. Sound editing is the creation of the sounds. Sound mixing is how you mix those different sounds together. Like, dialogue, sound effects, and the music, how you mix that all together in one package. And so I always found that weird. And this article shows that I was right. That suspicion I had in my brain that this couldn't have been the sound branch's idea. It says, the Academy made an explicit promise not to eliminate sound from the live broadcast if they agreed to the travesty of combining sound editing and sound mixing into one category, said Mark A. Lanza, president of the Motion Picture Sound Editors, in a statement to the Hollywood Reporter on Tuesday, describing this as a bill of goods the sound branch was sold. The decision to combine those two categories was met with mixed reactions from the branch at the time, and those who oppose it arguing that they are different disciplines, which they are. The Academy's mission is to honor the craft of the filmmaking in all its parts. Eliminating certain categories from the live broadcast degrades that mission. And, well, if you notice that one thing I pointed out, sound has now been taken off of the live broadcast anyway. So the sound branch was lied to. So not only did the Academy degrade what are clearly two different disciplines in sound, not only did they blackmail them to say, hey, or strong arm them into combining the two categories. They strong armed them to combine the two categories, and with the promise of, oh, we won't take your category off the live show, and then they fucking do it anyway. How dirty is that? It's such clear disrespect to the craft of filmmaking. It's complete disrespect. And the worst part is that, again, they're trying to appeal to the general public who doesn't give a shit about this stuff anyway. They're trying to chase an invisible, audience. They're trying to chase an audience that doesn't actually exist. It's like, oh, how can we... And it gets worse from that because... Wait, where did I put that? There it is. And let's... And you know what? I'll save the Amy Schumer 1-6 and Regina Hall thing for next, because this one is still worth talking about. Because then you get And the reason why I say that is because, the whole thing about them trying to chase an audience that doesn't exist, because now they have this thing called Oscars fan favorite, which initially I didn't think was a bad idea, because, they weren't treating it as an actual Oscar. It's not an actual Oscar that they're presenting. However, they introduced this idea before they cut 8 categories from the live show. And when that happened, I was like, oh no. They literally cut out 8 real Oscars from the live show just so that they can have this stupid Twitter poll that doesn't mean anything. And the worst part is that it's working because because now this has been, because what happened, because remember when I said, going back to fan voted awards and whatnot, where it's like, on average, the general audience has seen like maybe, 7 movies in a given year. This is what happens because now you've got fanboys of certain celebrities just submitting these movies, even though I'm willing to bet most of these people didn't even watch them. But where it's like, for example, Zack Snyder stands. They put in Army of the Dead. Why? Because of the whole fucking restore the Snyderverse bullshit. Even though it's been made pretty clear that Zack Snyder's happy doing his own original blockbusters on Netflix. I mean, like, he's already working on like a big fantasy epic now for Netflix. So it's like, why? I don't know. But yeah, so you get those fucking Restore the Snyderverse stands promoting Army of the Dead in hopes that they can get, Restore the Snyderverse trending in the Oscars. You got Camilla Cabello stands, pushing for Cinderella, the Amazon Cinderella movie, to win, because I guess Camilla Cabello stands are a thing now, even though most people did not like Cinderella, but it's Camilla Cabello stands, so you know what? They're gonna push for their favorite celebrity. And then you got this one movie that I never even heard of called Minamata, which I've actually heard not bad things about. But again, as I go back to it, no one's ever fucking heard of Minamata. But you know why it's on here? Because Johnny Depp's on there, and the Johnny Depp stands. Like, the Johnny Depp stands put Minamata on there. Even though I guarantee you, like, this is the one where I guarantee you fucking nobody saw. Again, I've heard decent things about Minamata, but let's face it, you didn't see Minamata. I didn't see Minamata. I never even heard of Minamata until I read this thing. And so, this is what happens when you have, fan voted awards and shit, because you have people, because nowadays it's just about, nowadays it's just about, pushing for your favorite celebrity to win an award, or something like that, or I don't fucking know. And it's ridiculous. And the Oscars are, and by taking out the 8 real Oscars out of the ceremony and putting this shit in, replacing it, and then there's also favorite cheer moment, which once again has been taken over by Zack Snyder stands, because the fucking Flash scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League is on there as one of the finalists, and it's like, I mean, that was a kind of cool scene, but even then, like, why is, like, I don't understand, like, if it wasn't eligible for Oscars fan favor, why is Zack Snyder's Justice League eligible for cheer moment? I don't understand that at all. But again, the Zack Snyder stands, they're, they're more than happy to try to make the Snyderverse happen again, even though technically the Snyderverse never went away. Because they're still doing Gal Gadot Wonder Woman stuff, and they're still doing Jason Momoa Aquaman stuff, and like James Gunn, who has worked with Zack Snyder before, is continuing the quote unquote Snyderverse, because the Suicide Squad was technically still part of that world, and I don't understand it, and I don't. But the stupid fan voted, Oscars fan favorite thing. It's like all it's in there for is to just give shout outs to whatever fucking celebrity like whatever fucking celebrity these fans or fans of or whatever. So again, that's dumb. But then you have, and then I can go to Amy Schumer. They have Amy Schumer, Wanda Sykes, and Regina Hall as hosts. Now, this in itself isn't as bad, but however, there's still some problems though, because like, why are these three hosting the Oscars? They're not what I would consider Oscar hosts. Like, even Jimmy Kimmel, I kind of got why he was hosting the Oscars, or Seth MacFarlane. Like, I get that, but it's like, you couldn't think of anyone else? These are people you get to host, like, the Critics' Choice Awards, something like that, or like the MTV Movie Awards. Like, these three are hosting the Oscars? And it doesn't make it better that, like Regina Hall was, defending the whole, cutting 8 categories from the Oscars thing, which doesn't bode well for the what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word I'm looking for? Like, it doesn't bode well for, I don't know. I forgot the word. But then, I don't hate Amy Schumer. But even though I don't hate Amy Schumer, it's really hard to defend, saying, oh, Amy Schumer's not that bad when, like, this was one of the jokes that she cut, where she was like, my husband is going down on me, or as he calls it, Squid Game, so he's in my nightmare alley. And yeah, it won't, she said that won't make it to the telecast, but it's like, really? Like, really? This is the material we're getting. Like, again, she says she's technically not putting that in the Oscars, but it's like, really? And like, Squid Game isn't even a movie. It's a Netflix series. So like, how in the world is that relevant to the Oscars? I don't understand that. And when she says likely take a couple of risks, what does that mean? What does that mean? And it just somehow gets worse because now you have Rachel Zegler. Apparently, because like Rachel Zegler apparently has not even Rachel Zegler, the star of West Side Story, the actress who plays Maria, said, I don't know, y'all. I've tried it all, but it doesn't seem to be happening. I will root for West Side Story from my couch and be proud of the work we so tirelessly did 3 years ago. I hope some last-minute miracle occurs and I can celebrate our film in person, but hey, that's just how it goes, I guess. Sometimes, I guess. Thanks for all the shock and outrage. I'm disappointed, too, but that's okay. I'm so proud of our movie. Like, she hasn't even been invited to the Oscars. And it's just like, why would you not? She's literally the star of one of the Best Picture nominated films. And they didn't even bother inviting her? And she said that she did try to get, to get invites, hoping there was, maybe like like an oversight, but it's like, nope, she just still didn't get invited. And there have been some people who said, it is the studio's job to be, to do the invites and whatnot. And yeah, that may be true, but guess which guess who owns 20th Century Studios? Disney. And guess who owns ABC, the network that televises the Oscars? Disney. And I'm just like, I don't want to jump too much to conclusions, but it's like, I mean, when I said, and yeah, I point, like, she had a woman of color who was the star of a Best Picture nominee, and yet somehow she didn't get invited to the Oscars. And the fact that she said that she tried to, in making sure that it wasn't like an oversight, it's like, can I not help but be a little bit suspicious about this? That, like, dare I say it, racially motivated? I don't know. I don't want to, like, I don't want to be that guy, but it's like, it's kind of weird, especially when you get to some of the other awful things that Disney's been doing recently. And we'll get into that here in a bit, but it's like, I mean, she's kind of like the most important element of West Side Story being the star, and it's like, I'm just like, I mean, I'm just saying, this doesn't look good for the Oscars. It really doesn't. But yeah, whatever. Like, oh no, it's not whatever. This is really stupid. And just kind of only proves my point further that the Oscars have just lost their way. Hey, this is me recording right after I finished my initial recording session. I forgot about an important detail. I forgot to mention about the whole Rachel Zegler thing about how she wasn't even invited to the Oscars. And I'll just pretty much read off of what I tweeted on social media, which is, the worst part is that the Oscars will see this controversy, invite Zegler, and post some like half-assed apology on social media, and everyone will fucking buy it as if it was genuine. Like, and that's absolutely 100% true. Like, she's gonna, like, and I'm not complaining, over, Rachel Zegler, I'm not, and the reason why I'm mad is not because of Rachel Zegler getting invited, no, obviously, but it's that I know for a fact the Oscars are gonna try to, like, make some PR move to make it look like, oh, it was our mistake, we're so sorry, and it's like, no, you're not. Like, you're not sorry. Like this is absolutely something you would do. This is absolutely something your stupid current administration would do. It's like, don't, like, and watch when they invite her and post out that fucking apology. Don't buy it. You heard it here first. If they haven't already posted that apology already, by the time this video comes out, but she's going to get invited, and the Oscars are going to post some stupid apology, claiming that they didn't know, and we're sorry, even though they're clearly not. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. And then you have another thing that I just like. Why would you do that? Like, because initially they said, oh yeah, we're not going to require COVID vaccinations or anything for the Oscars. But then a bunch of backlash came in, and okay, then they said, okay, nominees must be vaccinated, but it's like not but they said that, like, performers and presenters are not required to get COVID vaccinations. It's like, why? Like, did they not know what happened at the BAFTAs last week? Because a lot of people, including Kenneth Branagh and Ciarán Hinds, who were nominated for the Oscars this year, both got COVID. So it's like, I'm sorry, but COVID's not over. COVID's not over. It's like, you still gotta take this shit seriously. And the fact that they're doing something as tone deaf as not even requiring COVID vaccinations, which have been proven to be safe and effective in fighting the virus, and has been proven to work, and you're just, and they're not going to enforce that? That seems really fucking irresponsible, especially since, you know, you got a lot of fucking old people who are susceptible to stuff like this. Like, you got Judi Dench, you got Syrian Hines, and fucking Kenneth Branagh, and Steven Spielberg, all of these people. And it's like, I'm just like, you need to fucking protect these people. And it's like, and you're not gonna enforce COVID, like these kind of COVID policies? Like, that's really irresponsible. Like, that is borderline dangerous to do. Because again, yeah, look, we are, like, I would say the worst of COVID is behind us. But that doesn't mean you can't, that doesn't mean you can stop taking it seriously. Because you still gotta be responsible. You gotta do the right thing. This is not doing the right thing. This is stupid. This is you being an idiot. And then you have, and to make matters all worse, this is all at the hands of ABC, whose parent company is Disney, and you know, if you've been following the news recently, Disney has been hot water because they've been in support, because if you don't know, the Walt Disney Company has donated millions of dollars in donations to supporters of the Don't Say Gay bill in Florida, which, despite what people try to say it is, like, people try to say, oh, it's just making sure kids don't learn sex education, you know, like, through, like, 3rd grade or whatever. That's not what this bill is. This bill, like, for example, if a teacher, let's say, is gay, let's say there's a gay teacher, and they have a husband. I'm just going to say they, because who knows. And they have a husband. Oh, well, actually, let's say there's let's say there's a teacher with a same-sex spouse, with a same-sex spouse. That teacher's, and I'm pretty sure you've had teachers like this where, you know, they probably have like a picture of like their spouse and child on their desk because, you know, that's their workspace and they like to have that there. And let's just say, you know, a kid asks, hey, who's that? That person can't say now, you know, that their same-sex spouse is their spouse. I mean, you know, let's just go for the husband argument for a second. Let's just say there's a male teacher, and he has a husband, and, you know, he keeps a picture of his husband at his desk because, again, he loves his husband. He just kind of, you know, he just likes having that picture there. Well, like, again, most teachers have anyway of their significant others. If a kid asks, hey, who's that? That teacher's not allowed to say, oh yeah, that's my husband. The Florida Don't Say Gay bill. The Florida Don't Say Gay bill prevents that teacher from saying that. And what makes it even worse is that if a teacher finds out, let's just say, like, if the school finds out that a kid is gay or trans or non-binary or anything in between, they must out that child to their parents against their will. And the reason why that's extremely bad and why that's so emotionally damaging to a child is because, like, there have been stories of, you know, gay, trans, non-binary, anything in between, LGBTQ plus children, where, like, they're afraid to come out to their parents because they're worried about either getting beaten or shamed by their parents or being kicked out on their 18th birthday. And it's happened before. And people try to say, oh, why are you trying to sexualize children? fuck off. You've, like, no. You, like, it's not, like, what a kid is, like, a kid being straight or gay, that's not, or even, feeling, feeling a certain way about their gender, that's not sexualizing them. That's fucking normal. Like, you, like, because, like, and it's you can't even get through these people. You can't even get through to those people, like the people who are in favor of the "Don't Say Gay" bill, who really try to make it look like they care about the children, but they don't. They really don't. They actively hate the LGBTQ plus community, but they know they can't say it because then that makes them sound uncool. I mean, what's granted, they are uncool anyway, but it's like, they try to be a little bit more subtle about it. And Bob Chapek's handling of this was abysmal. For one, he tried to say, "Oh, but we donated money to supporters of the Don't Say Gay bill too," which doesn't make it better, because for one, that Florida is a massively conservative state, and even then, it's like you're just blindly supporting people whose agendas you don't even know. Like, there's a quote, ironically, that you can find on Disney Plus in the movie Hamilton. There was a quote there where Alexander Hamilton says to Aaron Burr, "If you stand for nothing, Burr, what will you fight for?" And the same thing applies to Bob Chapek. If you stand for nothing, Bob, what will you fight for? And it's been abundantly clear that he doesn't know anything about, that he doesn't care about the money about the politicians he donates money to, because charity is tax deductible. Donations are tax deductible. And in recent days, he's tried to say, "Oh man, I miscalculated everything. I'm so sorry." No, you fucking knew what you did, Bob. You fucking knew what you did. Like, you can't, tuck your tail between your legs and say, "I'm sorry." Now, no, the damage is already done. The governor of Florida is gonna sign this. And it's your fault. And the reason why this has to do with the Oscars is, again, the Oscars were the ones, because, the Oscars are aired by ABC, who's owned by Disney. And so, not only do you have the Academy, and a lot of these other changes, like the whole thing about, forcing, having the Academy take off 8 categories out of the live show, and all this dumb shit was done by ABC, and it's embarrassing. So much needs to be changed on such a huge level. Everything needs to be changed. We gotta have new leadership at Disney. We gotta have new leadership for the Oscars, because obviously no one knows how to do their fucking job right here. Because I don't care if you're making, I'm gonna say it. This is not gonna make the show shorter. Because they're still putting in a bunch of bullshit, like the fan favorite movie thing or the Oscars cheer moment thing, upon many other things. This is cutting 8 categories from the show is not going to make it shorter. And even then, even if it did make it shorter, that's not necessarily going to make it better. If you feel cutting out 8 categories from the live telecast of the Oscars will somehow make it better, and you can't think of anything else other than sacrificing your own awards, then you're doomed. You're doomed as an awards ceremony. You've already failed. Because it's just laziness. It's just flat out laziness. Sorry, I had to respond to a text. But it's like, the Oscars have lost their way. And I'm not watching them this year. And again, I must specify, I must preface this. I care about the Academy Awards. I care about the Oscars. I'm not one of those people who's like, again, Hollywood patting itself on the back. No, the Oscars hold significance. And if they didn't, I wouldn't be making this video right now. Because yeah, the Kids' Choice Awards, the MTV Movie Awards, and the Teen Choice Awards, and the fucking Golden Schmoes, or whatever the fuck other fan-voted award shows there be, they don't matter. They're voted on by people who don't really care about movies. They're voted on by people who've seen like 7 movies in 1 year. The Oscars are supposed to hold significance. And the saddest part is, you got a bunch of great nominees here. Like, I've finally I've watched all of the Best Picture nominees now. And I love half of them. But I love categories like Best Visual Effects. I love, I'm really hoping Mitchell's vs. the Machines won. And hell, I'm still probably going to make, a couple of videos this week regarding, probably like ranking the Best Picture nominees and probably talking about the Guild Award wins and talking about, my predictions and hopes of who wins for the Oscars. But am I going to watch them? No. I'm not going to watch the Oscars this year. I'll do videos about them, but that's just to boost my content. And you best be sure that once I do this year's Hannahcast Movie Awards, I will present all my awards. Granted, again, my awards, I will admit, don't hold anywhere near the significance of something like, the Oscars or whatever. But at least I have the dignity to treat the art of filmmaking with respect. And I'm not even a big YouTuber. Hell, my views have probably dropped. I still need to post videos more often. I'm just low about that. But at least when I talk about movies, I'm passionate about it. I love talking about award shows. I love talking about, the art of filmmaking. But it seems like the Oscars just have stopped giving a shit. And I genuinely hope this is the lowest rated Oscars ever. I don't usually hope for failure. Like, even when, Tyler Perry makes a new Medea movie, or if, what's another good example? I don't know. But let's just say Tyler Perry makes a new Medea movie. Actually, I think he already has made a new Medea movie on Netflix. I don't hope for his failure, though. I mean, because granted, that's more of a first world problem. Like, that doesn't really affect anything else. This does, what the Oscars are doing affects how film is honored and how film is quote-unquote respected. And by shoving 8 categories to the live show, they are saying that, hey, film editing, don't matter. The Oscars are now just the celebrity show. They now just only care about the celebrity categories, the big categories. And people try to say, oh, but they're only doing what the audience wants. Fuck the audience. They should not be the ones who dictate how the Oscars operate. And even in general, I don't mind the idea of something even as stupid as Oscars fan favorite. Because initially I was thinking it wasn't going to affect anything. But now that I realize that they are shoving 8 categories to the side in favor of the stupid Oscars fan favorite thing, it's like, now it has become a problem. This has become a big problem. And like I said, I'm not going to be there for the Oscars watching this. I hope this is the worst rated Oscars ever, and I hope they learn from this. But, as somebody already told me, and I was already said before in the video, they're gonna have more ratings this year than they did last year because it's not 2020. I hope that person's wrong. With all due respect, I mean, I'm pretty sure even that person, like the way they were saying it, the way I think the way they were saying it, it seemed like they were hoping they were wrong about that too. But if they get better ratings than last year, this is going to be a nightmare. This is going to be an absolute nightmare. So yeah, what do you think about all this Oscar bullshit? Like I said, I'm gonna make some more videos later on this week. Again, just to boost my content, and I like talking about these things. But again, I'm not gonna give the Oscars my views. So yeah, what do you think about all this crap? Let me know in the comments below. And yeah, screw you, Oscars.